Over here.
Hi. Do objects have family members like parents, brothers, sisters? I remember hearing that in Paper Puppets Take 2 with Milk saying that he had a mom and Ukulele saying that she had a mom and yeah. Do objects have parents?
Well, I know in season 3 there's this discussion about Cabby's parents,
Yeah,
who she doesn't seem to remember. So yeah, that was kind of an interesting thread to leave dangling, and maybe that's a subject that we can revisit at some point soon in the future, perhaps even in the forthcoming finale of Inanimate Insanity 2. Maybe. I don't know. Are you all interested in the answer to that question? Yeah! Okay, I guess lukewarm reaction.
The only reason I'm not going because
Thank you so much.
At first
Over
I
here.
wanted to, but now I don't.
Will we ever see any more inanimate
A little bit
comics?
much pressure.
We love the comics. Do you all like the comics? Yeah! They're done by Charlie, who's actually one of our storyboard
Cake
artists.
Brunch.
Yes, Cake Brunch, who storyboarded the song as well with Taco.
Didn't he do a great job of the song storyboard?
Yeah.
Yes!
So we would love to. Charlie's very busy with other projects, but we'd love to in the future. We hope so.
Great question.
Thank you so much.
We got Fan here.
Out of all of the characters in both casts, which one do you think would likely be a theater kid?
I mean, I think given the most recent episode, Taco definitely outed herself a little bit as a theater kid. Perhaps unintentionally, but be that as it may. And I think Meepad too, a little bit.
I am one for the theatrics.
I actually think Balloon's a bit of a theater kid, you know?
I would characterize myself a bit that way. You could
I see.
have one of the roles at the bottom.
I feel like for BFB, it's gotta be Loser. I mean, he went to the mainstream.
Okay, will there be another season of Inanimate Insanity?
Man. Well, the season 2 finale is the culmination of a decade-long story we've had in mind. So whatever would come next would have to be something very different. But while we're focused on the season 2 finale, I actually have a question to ask. It's a little bit interactive. Okay, so in terms of who we want to win the season, now let's stay quiet first. Okay. Make some noise if you would want Suitcase to win. Okay. Make some noise if you want Knife to win. We have people in the back checking the decibel levels, so we'll review the results. We're going to calculate the average of all the shows. And no, it's already written, so it doesn't really matter. But thanks for letting us know.
Thank you so much. Over here.
Are you gonna continue the war about golf ball and IDF? Sorry.
I think you just gotta wait until BFDIA concludes, and then there will be more exploration of that story soon.
Thank you so much. Over here.
This is a question for the Huang twins. You said in the description of BFB 14 that some parts of the episode are as old as 2012. What parts specifically are as old as 2012, and what were they originally intended for?
I think it's more the digging paths, like the idea of lava chasing you underground, and instead of, I guess the idea of digging as fast as lava is flowing is ridiculous. So I was gonna make an episode with that, but the cast wasn't right for it until 2018.
All right, understood.
Thank you. Another satisfied customer.
Over here.
For IDFB, is it gonna be more
like a competition, or is it gonna be like just like them hanging around? Because for the first episode, they didn't do any challenges.
Yeah, I would say it's a non-competition season. Or just slice of life.
What?
Thank you. Over here.
Hello, I apologize for my enthusiasticness
I
on
love
the
it.
show. It changed my life. I'm Suitcase, by the way. Sorry.
I'm Suitcase, good to see you here.
What has been your favorite part of any character that you've had to write that you've deeply connected with? I connected with Suitcase due to my personal experiences, but you know.
I feel like Justin, you have a good answer for this.
Do I loved writing. I wrote Spring on the Breakfast, which was the event episode last year. Do we like springing? Or were you springy fans in the house? I especially love the Bod and Cabby story of that episode. The Bod story felt very deeply personal. There's a lot of Bod needing to come to grips with self and whatnot. It was a very, very fun experience.
I mean, it should come as no surprise that fan resonated a lot with me as someone who also is a very big fan of media and that just kind of is a lot of what makes up my life, my interests. So the idea of fan, particularly in season 2, being this person who got the chance to be on their favorite show and then they're taken out of it and they have to kind of go outside the shell, metaphorically speaking, that was the show, and they really didn't want to leave that and kind of coming to terms with that and seeing that there was more out there between him and Test Tube, that there was just something that he could look forward to. So being able to tell that story, yeah, definitely really meant a lot to me.
If I can also quickly add, voicing Balloon has been very meaningful for me. I really enjoy his arc across all the seasons because he kind of goes from a character with a lot of insecurities, he reacts a lot to the pressure around him, but over the course of season 3 he kind of comes into his own and becomes more self-assured, and I really connected with that story myself.
I relate a lot to Suitcase as well, standing up for herself, so,
And I relate to Knife because he's cool.
Thank you so much. Over here.
So now that the Winter and Clock drama has concluded, what did Clock say to Winter in Teapot 7?
It will be revealed in the future. Thank you. Over here.
Will Loser and Winner ever interact in later Teapot episodes?
I feel like they have to. As long as that's unresolved, I think that's something that we can. That's something we have to explore in the future.
Thank you. Over here.
Who is personally your favorite character in BFDI?
Announcery for Founcery.
I love Purple Face.
Let us go!
Right there. I gotta give respect to Pillow for taking Nickel out, Pillow fans.
Truthfully.
I think you mean Profile.
Oh!
They've been there the whole time, how do you not know?
Thank you.
Will there be a Teapot or a BFDIA rejoining scene?
Well, I always think that when there's a rejoin, like there was recently, it's you gotta wait a few episodes for them to settle into the cast before you try again.
And also, will some BFDIA episodes reveal how Golf Ball will give Pin her limbs back?
Oh, that saga will be explored very soon. I don't want to say exactly how many episodes, but before you know it, that saga will continue, and you'll see Pin, finish that arc.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for your question.
Do you ever think of doing a collab for a cliffhanger?
A collab for a cliffhanger?
Basically, you do something, and that's the cliffhanger for the next episode.
Well, we just had something like that at the end of that II episode.
Yeah. Was a little bit cliffhangery.
Is it going to continue to the next episode?
Do you mean is Steve Cobbs going to be in the next episode? Is that what you're asking?
I'm a little curious.
Yes, he will. Oh, you're happy about it now. You're happy about it now. You're not going to be happy about it soon. Yeah. Careful what you wish for.
Thank you so much. Over here.
I will too.
Hey, can I leak the finale script pretty please?
No.
I'm just asking for a friend.
No.
Why? Please. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Over here.
When are we gonna see the post-split BFB contestants in Teapot? Like, are we gonna see Loser or Blocky or any of them?
I guess we saw Fiery and Leafy very briefly, but I promise the rest of them will show up at some point in Teapot.
Thank you. Over here.
Alright, so, oh wait, let me do my X voice. Alright, so, what, oh my god, I forgot my question, I'm so sorry.
No worries.
What inspired you to make anthropomorphic objects fight for anything?
Well, I mean, I was a big fan of Total Drama Island. But yeah, I also felt like humans were too hard to draw. And I also remember I didn't like how when you play rock, paper, scissors, it doesn't make sense that paper beats rock. It just covers it all. Like that's not a defeat, you know? So I was like, a better three-way battle is water beating fire, fire beating a sponge, and a sponge soaking up the water. So that was why Fiery, Spongy, and Teardrop were created.
Thank you.
And then Adam watched BFDI. And that's how he got the idea.
BFDI? No.
I don't think so. It's very obscure.
Thank you. Over here.
Okay, so this is a question for Mr. Michael Huang over here. I'm gonna do my four words. Can you please vote? Can you post a tutorial on how to do the puffball voice on either Jack and Jellybean, for Nozzle?
Yes, I mean, I feel like there needs to be more people who can make their own versions of the puffball voice. So I think that might have to be my next tutorial. We need more people that making music with their voice. Thank you.
Will Battle for Dream Island have a 6th season?
Oh, that's
I feel like it has to.
Thank you.
Before BFB post and pre-split, will Spongy just walk around in BFDIA because he's too fat to be eliminated?
Hey there. You will see stuff happen to Spongy in an episode or two. I guess when you're eliminated, you're kind of on the run, so it's a precarious place to be.
Thank you.
The outfit is super cool, thank you.
Okay, my question is, why did you guys decide to continue BFDIA?
I think for me, it's I liked writing the first couple seasons because I was the only writer back then. It felt like, of course, having a team of writers is much more helpful, but there is something special about knowing everything there is in the storyline and having absolutely no rules. You can literally make the most whimsical, nonsensical things happen. And I think BFDIA was the last season where it really felt that carefree.
I also wanted to return to the use of assets.
Asset animation. I really like that style too.
As the creator of all of the assets and the limbs and the bodies, I was just thinking, all of these arms and legs are just going unused. We need to use them some more.
Thank you. Over here.
If you could pick 5 people from the BFDI show to be in the Avengers, who would it be?
That's a great question. Puffball's one of them because she can fly.
Lightning showed off some pretty impressive zapping powers. I feel like that's a good superhero contender.
Puffball, Lightning, Teardrop.
Teardrop for sure.
I feel like if you have anyone, I feel like Black Hole would be my pick.
Black Hole's really good.
I honestly feel I know they're a little bit slow to anger, but one of the Davids, they could do some real damage.
Yeah, that's the hope right there. Gets angry instead of green.
For our Hulk representative, Grassy.
You won't make one on Grassy.
Thank you so much. Over here.
Okay, if you had to choose a character that you wish you could have developed more, but you couldn't because of either time restraints or they got eliminated too early, which would you pick?
Trophy.
Soap.
I want to give an answer, but now that there is a rejoin, I feel like whatever, like if I say a name, I might be like biasing the vote, right?
Yeah. Maybe from like late.
Someone not even in the vote, maybe from season 1 or something.
Teardrop. She has a comic book.
Teardrop has a comic book, maybe what's going on there? The pirate adventures.
What is her pirate backstory needs to be completed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Over here.
For the Algebraians, will the other ones make a cameo in Teapot by any point in time?
Well, I guess we saw a little bit of that during the exit episode, which is technically in the Teapot universe. You know, a certain colored hand. Yeah. Yeah, that is a number.
Mysterious 2 + 1 number.
Yeah, over here.
As Pickle's self-proclaimed #1 fan, are we gonna see any more of him? You know, because I've been missing him a lot.
Pickle? You want to see more Pickle?
Yeah, I love Pickle.
Okay, what if Pickle was in the next episode? I didn't say he was in it, I just asked what if he was in it. He will be in it.
Took you on a roller coaster there, I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, this is crazy, because I've been following this show since I was like 3-4 years old. I've been following the first season of BFDI. So, I know how recently in Teapot, we did see Fiery and Leafy on their island after season 4 BFB. But what is going to be happening between them? Is that going to be like revealed in a future episode, or will we not see it? Like what happens with Fiery and Leafy on their island?
Sorry, between which 2 seasons?
Well, we saw them for a brief moment when Pin was being thrown in Teapot, and of course they left for the island at the end of BFB. So like, are we going to see what happens between them?
I feel like with a lot of these questions, the answer is just you have to wait and see, because like, I always think the best way to reveal the story is through the episodes. Like I think if I just told you a future like episode storyline here, it would be less satisfying than seeing it in an actual episode. So like, I'm sure the story will continue, but like, wouldn't you want to see it when you see them on screen?
Yeah.
So I'll say yes, they will show up at some point. Thank you.
Awesome. Over here.
Oh, finally, it's my turn. One of the kids stole the question I was going to ask, but I have a different one now. So, in BFB, there were 4 new characters: Foldy, Stapy, Loser, and Lie, that were neither outside nor inside the TLC and IDFB. I made my own theory about where I think they came from, but I want you to tell me where you think they came from.
Oh, well, they actually, there is some evidence that they came from a certain bedroom, because there's like a fake episode from before the season 1 finale.
Yes, I know, I've watched that before.
Okay, I guess people already know about it then.
Yes. My theory about where they came from is that in IDFB, Golf Ball told Needle to slap some strangers, and that there are more people in Yoil City besides just the BFDI cast. So my prediction is that in IDFB 2, the episode starts with Needle walking around in Yoil City trying to find some people to slap, and eventually she finds those 4 contestants and they join the BFDI cast. That's my theory. But hey, that's just a theory.
Hands off that. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Over here.
Hi. Will there be any more songs in Inanimate Insanity recorded?
Yes. Confirmed. Thank you so much. Over here.
So in Teapot 12, one teleports only a few contestants to a weird kind of interview place. Is that place in like the Earth of BFDI, or is it in like a different planet?
I guess I always felt as like a purgatory, like place for making deals that doesn't exist in the same physical realm. You got like you're in limbo. You're like trying to make a deal, but you don't come back to the real world until that deal is complete.
Thank you. Over here.
Hi, I'm REUPLOADED on YouTube. I don't want to reveal my name, but I'm a big fan. I had a question
question. In the exit episode, Teapot 11, we saw that there was this weird abstract hand-drawn character in one of the doors. And I saw that it had a kind of a resemblance to the shadow in IDFB that was traumatizing golf ball a little bit. So I was wondering if there was any connection to that.
You're talking about that really squiggly looking creature, right? You're actually standing right next to the person who provided the voice for that creature, Braden Whiteside over here. What was his name, Braden? Do you remember?
Internally referred to that as the Goo Man.
The Goo Man, that's right. I personally would be devastated if we never saw the Goo Man again, but I mean, we'll have to see.
Goo Man needs his own multi-series franchise, I guess. I guess I didn't think of them as the same character, but you know, maybe they're related.
Also, for Michael, me and my friend have this weird like inside joke of Bubble going, "We are the world." So I know Bubble's voice is like pitched up, but could you do like a little rendition of that?
Yes, you can be ready to pitch this up by 3 semitones.
Yay!
We are the world.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
And forever.
Over here, question.
Okay, hi. I came all the way from England, by the way. I'm a huge fan. Love X.
Wow.
Love X.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Anyways, so, you know how there's like all the algebraians and stuff? So, I was thinking, is 3 ever going to appear in like a subscriber special, or even better, like the actual series?
I think 3 just now may have lost their chance for a while to appear in a subscriber special because we just went from 2.3 million to 2.4 million subscribers. But I think when the big million digit rolls around, I think that might be a chance for 3 to appear.
Oh, nice. Right, bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
When you're coming up with new characters, how do you like make their personalities? Do you base them off of actual people, or do you just try and come up with your own?
I think a pattern that we've established at this point is like whatever's convenient for the first appearance that they make, like whatever makes the most sense for the first time that they appear, and then that just sort of just like creates a precedent for how they act in future episodes. I think that's how it was for the Fiery comic book series.
Well, yeah, I also think it's like fun to have the personalities not match the object entirely. Like, you know, Flower at the very beginning being really mean. Like, you might expect her to be nice because Flower's nice to look at, but the fact that she's always like with an angry face is kind of like a fun dichotomy.
Or like Cabby's a great example. Like, because you look at a filing cabinet, you're like, well, there must be a lot of information in there. But then if you took out all of those files, then what? Does she lose all the information? And then that kind of led to, you know, where we went with that story.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so this is after BFDIA. So after BFDIA concludes, like, if you made a new season of The Anatomy of Insanity and BFDI, what would you put as new characters if you wanted to add new characters?
More numbers. We have not seen enough of. But like, I want to see more 9. I think everyone does.
I think it'd be really cool if, you know, this is all the way back in season 1, like episode 5.5, where we had all these other characters that were fighting to come in, like Spiky Mervert and Teddy Bear. It'd be cool if they had a chance to play. So.
I think there's more we can do with Box.
I want to see more Ruby's sisters make an appearance.
Thank you.
Will Pickle get any voice lines in the finale? I missed him. I don't know. Biggest fans too. Golly.
Well, Pickle was voiced by our dear friend Derek Napolitano, who is reprising the role of Pickle for the Anatomy of Insanity 2 finale.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Alright, I'm such a huge fan of BP. Alright, anyway, this one's for the Jack and Jill FB creators. Alright, what was your favorite character to create?
Winner.
I was gonna say loser. Well, partly because like the idea of a really popular character named Loser, which usually chant at people you don't like, is really like funny. Like it flips everything on its head. And the fact that he appeared in BFDI 7 for the first season, it's like, wow, they really called back something from like ages ago. It's all connected.
That first image in BFDI episode 7 where like there's like that square object that reaches into the winner-shaped pile. I think I was like going a little too extra with like the drawings and like the visual representation. But now, 2 characters have been created from that. Winner and losers.
Yeah, so that is our answer.
All right, thank you.
Over here.
Will like Bombi meet her parents?
Is it Bobby?
Wait, no, Taco. Will Taco like ever meet her parents?
Oh, Taco.
I'm pretty curious about that as well.
Or is she like adopted?
She's right there. Don't say that. He doesn't know yet.
All I hear from that is that I have potentially 2 sets of parents. So that's more work for you, Brian. What do you say to that?
Listen, in terms of parentage, that's like I said before. I think that's a subject we should be covering in the near future. So hopefully you'll be interested to see where that goes. Might provide a little more clarity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Over here.
What is your favorite theory of what was on top of Belle's string?
Nothing.
Non-existent.
It's just string all the way up.
More string.
Another
Well,
bell
I heard
at
a
the
theory
end.
that like the string would connect to the planet that all the Algebraians came from. Like that's a pretty cool concept. But I guess the truth is now out. That is bandland, you know, where all the musical instruments are.
String cheese.
Thank you very much. Over here.
Okay, I got a question. Will Eva Leafy return a teapot?
She's got to like.
Will she return or is she dead?
I've always thought that Eva Leafy is in like a limbo state between alive and dead, kind of like viruses. Like you can think you killed her off, but
But did she return? Will she return though?
she's ubiquitous. It's like she's always in the air around you.
She's a force of nature, a fundamental constant of the universe.
Yeah, and you well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hope I see you next year at next year's meetup.
See you there. See you later.
Would y'all like another meetup next year?
Hope there's no budget cuts.
There's how. So in the little character guidebook, the fun fact about Match was that she has an irrational fear of, handheld controllers. Did she like have some kind of traumatic experience with them? Like, was there just a game controller who went insane and started chasing her?
She actually did have a traumatic experience, and it was actually caught on camera. So I think in episode 12 of the first season, she's trying to play what is it, a DDS? Yeah, a dodecascreen. And like it folds around her, like it completely like surrounds her body. And just imagine if you're like playing a video game and something that the controller surrounds your entire body, you can't move. You would never want to touch another game controller again.
So much storytelling
Also,
potential left for Matt. That's why you need to
I remember in BFDIA, there was these living.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was a really good question.
Yes, we're going to keep it to one.
This question is for Conflict and Adam. So, how and why do you guys put your heart, soul, and spirit into your object show finales?
How do we choose the art for the object show finale?
How do you put your heart? How and why do you put your heart, spirit, and soul into both of your object show finales?
I I will say, writing the season 1 finale, even though it was a long time ago, was a lot of fun because we brought on a lot of our like high school friends to do it with us. So you can even go to the old Google Doc and see their comments about like, oh, I think the winner should win. Like we don't know who it was back then, but like the second place person should steal it. And more than like having a fun twist, it got me to like hang out with my friends more and like, you know, spitball ideas with them. Yeah, because you gotta hang out with your friends.
Out of both of your object shows, I would say that the your BFB ending is like the best out of Enactment Sandy season 1 and BFDI season 1 as well.
That's a great one.
Awesome.
Thank you for that question.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right, over here. Oh, I will say, sorry, before we get to the Roxy, of course you're going to ask a question, but I have slightly bad news, so I'll do it in Nichols' voice so it's less of bad news. We only can take 4 more questions today, which is very upsetting, but I do want to say before we get to the final 4 questions, I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all so much for coming. So, without further ado, yeah, ask your question over here.
Well, this is not my question, but do I mind recording my question and response?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. I have a question for all 7 of you individually, but if you are any Inanimate Sanity or BFDI contestant, who would you be?
I just want to know what it's like to be good.
I'm very enthusiastically going to say that.
I am equally as enthusiastically going to say taco.
I love being blue. It's the best.
I'll say
What's
known as red.
All my friends say I'm the closest to tennis ball, so I'll pick him.
And I'll do baseball because the voice is me a little more enthusiastic.
Squish, squish.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Over here.
Hi, my name is Marcus Gag, and I'm gonna have a question which is so very, very important. Were some of those characters were loving, nice, and cool, amazing, and marvelous, or some of those characters are very bad, evil, but maybe like a villain, or maybe some of the other characters are maybe a hero or a villain. Do you have any type of characteristics who are those characters are?
Well, you know what I think? I think what's so interesting about Taco is that she's a character that seems to walk in all of those paths that you just described. And you kind of never know where she's going next. And that's part of what makes her so compelling. And the other part being Reagan's amazing voice performance.
So I would like to thank you very much for voicing Taco.
Thank you so much.
And I'd like to thank Harry and Michael Huang. And I also like to thank Adam Katz for coming to the show. And thank you for these 2 for hosting the show. And I also like to thank that one for coming here. So I'd like to thank everyone so much for this loving information about the question I had.
Of course, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for coming as well to all of us.
Hi. First, I'd like to express my gratitude to all of you for creating these amazing shows. They've been like a big part of my life, and I'd just like to thank you so much. And I have a question for the BFDI crew. What gave you the inspiration to add 1 into the series?
Well, I feel like 1 is the first number, so the fact that all the other numbers exist, like, just implies that, like, we have to see a 1 at some point, you know. 1 plus 1 is 2, so 2 can't exist without 1. But yeah, also, I think I love the concept of, you know, is she a villain or is she, like, making deals with people? It's like you're very unsure of, like, where she stands in the whole lore at this point in time.
Thank you so much.
Hello, I came all the way from Singapore, all the way in Asia.
Thank you for coming so far.
And so about BFB and post-split, 4 was acting really kind to his contestants because, you know, he apologized. But in Teapot 6 and Teapot 11, he acted as same as BFB 1 by, you know, threatening everyone. So why?
I think everyone returns to their core personality, even if they try to change. I think it's just one of those unchangeable parts of war.
I think it's also because it's a new set of characters again. You know, maybe he apologized to like Gelatin and the post-split crew,
Right.
but now he's seeing like Rubber Spatula and Red Pony is like new faces, so it kind of forces him to revert back to his old self. So he's gotta like work it out with them too at some point.
Okay, thank you. Hopefully you guys have a world tour or something so I can meet you guys again. But bye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome. Over here.
So, is there ever like gonna be a season where the BFDI contestants and the Anime Insanity contestants like have their own battle together?
An Object All-Stars of sorts. Yeah. What was really cool is to promote these events, we do the crossover shorts, which are really fun. I think you had said before, like, we took all those shorts and combined them into one video. It'd be like the first episode of the season, you know? So that would be really fun to do. And we hope to keep doing them too.
I also saw this video by Zachary Stuff that had like animatic battle for like was it Circle I think? I forget. But it was and a whole bunch of other like universes colliding. I thought that was so cool to watch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I hate to do it, but last question over here. Oh, okay, 2 more. There we go. Over here.
Hi, I don't know what else to say. I'm not saying here. I just had a really simple question. Not in okay. So in a lot of sometimes we get flashbacks for 4 and X, and where X walks into a room and 4 is just sitting on the floor of what looks to be one of their houses, or 4 is. I'm just wondering if they're roommates. That's all I'm wondering. That's all. I don't know.
And they were roommates.
Are they roommates?
I like to think that when they are seen in the same domestic house, that it's that they're just squatting there. They sort of wandered into a house. 'Cause I think we still haven't seen much of like the objects and the algebrailians like living like in a house with a bed and a kitchen and a living room. So I want to say that it's not really their thing to live in a house.
So he's broke into the house to get those.
Yeah, they're intruders.
I guess. Sorry.
I also feel like, you know, in X finds out his value, X was eternally grateful that 4 helped him figure it out. So it's like, he just always wants to be around him because it's like, you know, that's the most important thing, figuring out your value. So that's why they're always seen together.
I guess the best activity with your friend breaking into houses. Thank you.
Final question. I know I hate to do it. But
I wanted to ask if Inanimate Insanity was inspired by Battle for Dream Island, since I know that BFDI was inspired by Total Drama Island and Survivor.
wouldn't it be so bold of me to say no? It'd be nuts.
I don't really see the similarity between the 2 shows.
No, absolutely. I feel like clearly not the first BFDI fan ever, but I feel like one of the OGs. I feel like you had maybe a few hundred views at that point. I don't quite know the number, but it's just amazing. And over 2 million subscribers, all these people, it's astounding to see the growth. So, yeah,
Wouldn't be here without BFDI. We wouldn't be here without BFDI.
That's what And we wouldn't be here without II because I feel like Adam has helped with the meetup so much. So it goes both ways.
Thank you. Awesome. And the real star of the show is all of you for coming today. So give yourselves a round of applause. If you are a VIP ticket holder, please remain seated. If you're general admission, we've got some photo stations out there. We've got plenty of merchandise. You can have these sick kicks with the croc things. It's awesome.